Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome back to Pinky Hooks. I am your hostess, Shania Lancaster. Thank you for stopping by on my channel. If you are new to this channel and this is your first time, please give this video a thumbs up. Check it out, sit in on this conversation, and see what my channel is about afterwards. So we are officially here, folks, in the month of December 2023. And this year has been a whirlwind. And already, most of us have already begun to shop for the Christmas holiday. We have begun to make plans and have parties and gatherings. And that's just a small piece of what this holiday is about. But with that said, not only is that being done in your personal life, your work as well. Okay, so we have already been down this lane. You guys know that I've already discussed about the crazy Santa, Secret Santas, and the potlucks and all the extracurricular activities Pinky Hooks doesn't really like to do. And I really thought that I had pretty much covered all the little topics, that surround the holiday activities. But then one topic pops up thanks to my best friend who attended her job's Christmas party this past weekend. And what she told me, I'm not shocked because I've seen it a million times, you know, in my years of adulthood, and all the Christmas parties at different jobs. I have seen this scenario play out 1,000 times. And that is the famous scenario of a grown folks who will go to a Christmas party, and what do you think the biggest mistake is made? What do you think the biggest mistake is? Sometimes, like, my grammar's so off. But anyway, y'all know what I'm talking about. The drinking. The drinking. It's the drinking that gets people in trouble every single time at a corporate or just a regular Christmas party, work Christmas party. Every single time. It's interesting because she told me that she went, and then of course, someone had too much to drink, and the corporate executives, we'll just say the executives, they basically said, get her out of here. Somebody get her out of here, send her home. Okay. Now, I have been to a million, I'm exaggerating, but a ton of Christmas parties in my lifetime working in corporate, from the time that I was in Delaware to the time I moved to Texas, different banks, corporate banking. I have been to them, the ones that are after work. I've been to other people's Christmas parties, and that common mistake of excessive drinking. Let me explain to you something that I have seen in my lifetime when it comes to adults. Adults, I have said it a million times, they're nothing but children. Most of us we have mannerisms of children sometimes. We're just big kids in bigger clothing sometimes. And I am not trying to insult or belittle anyone. We all have childlike attitudes and behaviors sometimes. However, we need to know when to turn it on and turn it off. One of those things that you need to know as an adult is just basic mannerisms and etiquettes. When it comes to your job, I don't care that they're saying it's a Christmas party. I think some adults will say, but it's a party. If it's being held by your employer, you are still at work. I promise you. If you didn't get the memo, Pinky Hooks is sending out a memo, okay? This is a public service announcement. I am doing this for the good of mankind and to save your job. Not unless you don't care. But I'm just saying, if no one told you, I'm telling you that when they say it's a party, it's the Christmas party, it's the party, you can let down your hair and, this is the time to unwind. Let me tell you something. A lot of times I really believe that when your job has a Christmas party for you, it's a trap. It's a trap. I really believe that those executives that attend HR, you ever notice that they're not sitting with the commoners? They might say hi and say, "Hey John, how's it going? Hey Betty, yeah, yeah, it's time to put down those reports and come on and have a good time." Yeah, they don't mean that. What they mean is go ahead and take that shot and let's just see how much of diarrhea you have in your mouth. They are always looking. You know how when they say the eye in the sky, Big Brother's always watching you? I promise you, it is a setup. And if people saying, Shine, why do you always talk like HR and the executives are setting people? Because they do, man. I mean, do you really think that those executives at HR, I'm not saying that they're sitting there at their office desk planning the party and be like, hey, are we all going to the Christmas party tonight to see who we can trap? No, that's not how it quite works, but it's almost like a silent code. They get in there, they greet everybody, you know, whatever, and then they watch people. They do. Have you ever noticed that most times if you go to these parties, the executives in HR, they don't stick around to the very end? I have never been to a Christmas party that I actually stayed. Most of the times I left early myself. But I promise you, if you never paid attention to it and you are still in the working world like Pinky Hooks is, and you go to your Christmas party, watch and where the cliques are. The cliques of the executives, the cliques of the HR people, the cliques of the managers, you know, the cliques of the gossipers. Watch the cliques. It's just like high school. In high school, all the cliques, all the cool kids, all the nerds, everybody was in their groups, but everybody was watching each other. They were. And that's what they do at your Christmas party. They are watching you. And there is always one fool that they be like, hey, time for shots. Shots. And they go up and down, taking the shots. I'll just have a shots. I'll just have a spritzer. I have this. And next thing you know, you're drunk. And you are up on a table. You know, you're out on the dance floor dancing to the song that nobody's dancing to, you know, trying to start, you know, like a little, what's that, like the Soul Train Macarena dance line and nobody wants to do it. You have lost your mind and you can't control yourself. Meanwhile, on the sideline, the executives and HR and all managers, they're watching and they might be laughing. They might be smiling until Monday morning. Now, any of you who used to be a party person like I was in my 20s, you know, I was a real party girl in my 20s or whatever. We all know what the walk of shame is, right? Now, it could have been from drinking or it could have been from, you know what? You know, whatever. At some point, most of us, I would say the majority of us have done the walk of shame. It's one thing to do the walk of shame, you know, like on a Sunday morning after you done been out all Saturday night partying, you know, and I'm talking about a regular party. But have you ever been in a situation where you had to do the walk of shame Monday morning into work? That is the worst walk of shame. Because first of all, none of us already like half of our coworkers. We don't want them in our business. Now you got to walk into work with the walk of shame because you couldn't control yourself. My whole entire point is that people forget that just because it's a party, it is still work. And you have to treat going to these events where they are serving alcohol, you have to treat it like as if you're really still sitting behind your cubicle from 8 to 5. It's your job. And a lot of people be like, well, then why do they serve alcohol? You know, it's there for have a good time. And so what? People get drunk or whatever. It's still your employer. It really is. And I know, y'all know how I feel about the man and the employer and all that kind of crazy stuff. You know, I'll be like, whatever, you know. But let me tell you something. I have not lasted this long in corporate America by not following certain etiquettes. You can't just be like, just because there's an open bar. Let me put it like this. If you can't hold your liquor, then please don't go to a party and drink. Because I'm telling you, whatever comes out your mouth, we all know that once words escape, you can't take it back. That's it. You can go in and apologize all you want, and they'd be like, sure, John, we understand. Sure, Susie, we understand. Yeah. Meanwhile, while they're saying they understand, they already started looking to replace you. And even if you don't get fired from your job, I promise you, your name is in their book. Because if you manage somehow not to get fired, not to get written up or something like that, they will always keep you in their book. You could forget about getting that promotion or moving up within the company. You're pretty much done. You have to remember it's still work. I don't care if you're not like sitting there actually doing work. You know, you're at this party, you are at a function that the employer is holding. You get what I'm saying? The employer is holding the function. You cannot act like that. You can't. Which is why, now I don't drink now. I just don't drink, period, right? But when I did drink, when I was in my 20s and 30s, and I did go to I never drank. I always gave my drink tickets away. Never drank. I could not take that chance of me starting to get a buzz and feel good. And then next thing I know, all of a sudden, you know, I'm like, wait, what did I just say? What did I just do? I just didn't want to be put in that position because I need my job. I need my bread and butter. And if I'm going to get fired, it's not going to be behind, you know, 150 proof or whatever the liquor is. It's just not going to happen. I don't know why people don't get that. They don't understand mannerisms and etiquette. I was telling my friend when she was telling me the story, we were talking about it, and I said, why do adults they act like, you know, they don't kind of have common sense? They will tell their child, hey, when you out in the public, if you go here, you can't do this and that. You can't say this and that. There's a time for everything. I don't know why adults don't follow the same advice that they give kids. It's just common sense. And I broke it down. Not only is it the drinking at the holiday parties, it's just as simple as the crazy coworkers that I had in the past where our managers would try to do something nice for us, take us out to lunch. Like, I've always kind of worked in small groups, and I can recall plenty of times where manager, maybe they took their bonus and decided to splurge a little bit. And so we will go to a steakhouse or something. And when a manager says, hey, get anything that you want on the menu, they don't mean that. I don't know why people believe that. And I know y'all saying, well, Shine, if they're saying it, they should, you know, they shouldn't, if they don't mean it, they shouldn't say it. Come on, let's think about this. And I would always have that one coworker that all of a sudden everybody is trying really hard to look at the menu and keep their particular order under $25. Now, I know y'all, we're living in 2023. Just hang tight with me because I know y'all like, Shine, that's almost impossible, but y'all know what I'm talking about, okay? I'm 52, all right? For the most part, let's just play imagination. Let's play along, Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Let's just imagine, okay, that we're still with the prices of, you know, like back in like the early 2000s or something, okay? If you spent $25 back in during that time, that was really expensive. But I'll say we look at the menu and I'm like, dang, okay, let me try to keep it under 20. That's how I thought. But then you have that one employee that's like, everybody else is getting like the salmon and then they're like, I'll take the filet mignon. I like how I say filet mignon. Filet mignon. Yeah, I'll take filet mignon. I'll take the seafood fondue. Oh yeah, I want some shrimp And, appetizers, they want the appetizers. Nobody else is getting appetizers, right? But you'll have that one person. They got to get all of that. They get the biggest steak possible. They get the lobster tail. They get all of that and have the nerve to order dessert. Meanwhile, we're all sitting here struggling, trying to we're trying to be modest. Our boss took us out to lunch and said, get anything you want. And they're just like, yeah, I'll just take, whatever. Oh, can I take something extra home so that way I won't have to cook dinner? I cannot make this up, folks. And y'all know what I'm talking about. If you was in the working world, you seen people like that. Have you not? That's what I'm talking about. Mannerisms and etiquette. It's like adults grow up and then got the nerve to tell their children how to act, and they turn around and act just as wild and uneducated as the child. That's mannerisms. You don't do that. You don't do that. I'm trying to tell you. When you go to a corporate party, if they say, have a good time, let your hair down, they don't really mean that. Maybe you can take out a bobby pin and let your hair down just a little, let the ponytail kind of, swing out, but don't take the scrunchie off. Still keep your hair nice and neat. They don't really mean let your hair down and get wild. And they don't mean when they say, hey, order anything you want, to order, I don't know, like you're out, like in some type of rich entourage. They don't mean that. That's common sense. It's still, again, that's your employer. And when you do things like that, okay, do you really think that if you have spent, or ordered the most expensive items on there? Oh, and that's the other thing too. I've seen people at lunch when their bosses say, order anything, we're at lunch. I've seen people get bold enough and ask the waiter when the waiter comes by and be like, what would you like to drink? Everybody else is saying tea, Sprite, Coke. And then some fool, some park ape at the table will say, oh, I'll take a martini spritz. What? We are on lunch, fool. You can't consume alcohol. We're going to be going back in an hour and a half. What is wrong with you? Your boss takes notice of that and they're thinking, yup. Can't send, so-and-so anywhere on a business trip. You really think the company is going to trust to send you to be a representative somewhere on a company trip? Unaccompanied? Is that a word? Yeah, you know what I mean. Because you don't know how to act. You don't know how to act at the Christmas party, and you don't even know how to just have simple etiquette at lunchtime. I am here to tell you, just to remind you, so that you don't lose your job. And if you're trying to climb the ranks, so that you can climb a little, because climbing the ranks is already hard enough. You don't need to set yourself up for any other obstacles. Remember, there is certain mannerism etiquettes you need to keep at all time. It is still your employer. I don't care what they say. Have a good time. Let your hair down. Oh, we could talk about it. Here, take another shot. Because I promise you, you do not see management get drunk. Now, I have been to a couple of events where I literally saw one or two people from HR, but they're HR. It's kind of like the cops. They want to arrest people for breaking the law, but they can break the law. Politicians too. They oh, we gotta get this country together and order, and then they turn around and running them up too. Just kind of, sort of. But now I think about it, it's kind of like adults when they tell their children, "Don't you dare tell a lie." But then they tell their children don't lie, but as soon as the door rings, they be like, tell someone I ain't home. You see what I'm saying? That's what I mean. Adults are really kids. But Pinky figured I just come out and make this, this PSA to save your job. Because Christmas parties are coming up. Ours is coming up. When is ours? There ain't no real Christmas party. It's 2 hours in the lobby. I won't even be going. I just figured this was a cute little topic to talk about. Just in case y'all haven't done y'all Christmas party yet. Most of my subscribers, I think y'all retired or something. Most of y'all, but there are a couple of y'all that's still working. And for those of you who are working, and even if you're not subscribed to this channel and you decide to sit in on this conversation, I'm telling you right now, don't do it. This is not the club. This is not a scenario where y'all like, hey, we gonna go ahead and we gonna get turned up before we go. Don't do that. Bring it back down. And if you did drink before you even got to the Christmas party, please grab a cup of coffee on the way from 7-Eleven, Wawa, Starbucks. Get it black. Sober up. And sober up quick. Save your job. Okay. That's it. That's all I wanted to talk about. Oh, guess what, y'all? There's a video. No. Yeah. There's a community post out there for another stitch for the Stitchboard marker project. Stitchboard project. Yeah. I figured I'll put that in at the end of the video. I probably need to make a separate video because all of y'all probably not even want to look at this. So anyway, that's it. So with that said, you have Pinky Hook's blessings to go and enjoy yourself at the Christmas party or that special luncheon that your boss is going to treat you to. Stay away from the alcohol. Don't smoke any peace pipes because y'all know what's in those pipes. Just remember, it's your employer. Other than that, knock yourselves out. Enjoy. Yeah. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and because I want you to like it, but don't like it if you don't like it. Hey, Marie. I had to mess with Marie. Yeah, so thank you for stopping by. Tell me what y'all think. Have y'all seen any crazy stuff happen at a Christmas party in y'all lifetime? Y'all saw the results where somebody got walked out on Monday morning or Monday afternoon and didn't understand why they got fired? Shoot, y'all share y'all story with me below in the comments. Until next time, I will talk to you guys later. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.